All right, we're going to get started in just a minute. Good morning, everyone. I am so happy to be here with you live again, and we're going to get started in just a few minutes. We're going to give a few more people an opportunity to come on. It is my absolute pleasure to be here with you guys this morning. Let's get ready to bring our hearts and our mind together. Again, thank you for joining this Spiritual Success TV live event this morning. I am dedicated to delivering personal and spiritual empowerment so that we can light the way so that you can have a clear path forward. This is all about you being able to activate the things that you need to bring real transformation in your life. So let's bring our hearts and our mind together and let's come present right here, right now. This is not entertainment. This is not even church. This is your moment of transformation, your moment of power, your moment of deliverance. So with that being said, I always like to start with you just coming present right here, right now. And we do that by just taking a good healing deep breath in. And on the exhale, just sit in this sacred moment that has been given to you and me. This moment that we've never touched before. This lets you know, beloved, that this is a moment of power for you. So we want you to come present right here, right now. And I want you to affirm this today. I want you to affirm that you are a divine reflection of the glory of God. And as He is above, so are you right here, right now. Come on and affirm that I am a divine reflection of the glory of God. And as He is above, so am I right here, right now. And I want you to affirm this also, that today you prosper even as your soul prosper. That is what my assignment is, what my spiritual responsibility is to put the tools and the techniques and the word in your hands so that you can use it to begin to transform your life. And it all starts with how you really see yourself. So with that being said, there's so much that we want to get to. And I wanted to ask you a question. I sent out the email blast this week and I asked the question. I want us to be so honest with where we are. I want you to be honest with where you are and what's going on in your life, where your mind is. What are the thoughts that are running through your mind? Because this is a time for true transformation. And now we have to move past a day in a season where we just want to hear something good, but there's no change in our life. There's no real power. You're still struggling with the same old, same old. So the question that I ask is this. Does everything right now seem old or stale or dead or dry to you? And you're just restless and you're uncomfortable? Are you seriously tired of experiencing the same old thing over and over again? Listen, beloved. I want you to really, and this is why we have you to slow down and to take that breath so that you could come present, so that you could be in touch with what you're feeling, be in touch with what you're really thinking. What are you really believing? And get honest about that. And then ask yourself the question, if you're in a place right now where you are seriously tired of experiencing the same old thing, we have to move past this place, because I know that it seems like right now the world is in total chaos. Hey, Vera, thanks for joining us. The world is in total chaos. It appears that our beloved, our democracy, America, it seems like we're in a hypnotic takeover. Yes, it seems like the church is in crisis mode. Some of everything is going on, and then whatever's not going on, it seems that we're stuck and everything is stale and dry. And that's not to say that there aren't some good things happening in some places. So don't get me wrong. But what I want to do is get us in a place where we're taking an honest look at what's going on. So it looked like the church is in crisis mode and was scrambling to understand what's happening in the quote unquote body of Christ, what's going on. And so what ended up happening is that the church seems to be stuck in an old paradigm that's no longer working for you. It's no longer bringing the results. And I am a product of that. So this is not to downplay or to talk down about it, but to just bring things to our awareness. Because if we don't take a moment to bring it to our awareness, we will not be able to get the changes that we are so desperately looking for. And I understand very well what my responsibility is. You know, it's a Sunday morning and people know me, and I know that people would love for me to get on here and, you know, preach and hoop and have an organ tune up behind me. But I found that in this season, you have to take advantage of everything that's available to you, because we are in a season of a great awakening. And I know that you can feel the great shaking that is going on. There is a great shaking and a great rumbling going on in the spirit. That is what the dissatisfaction is about. That is what the restlessness is about, is that there is a real shaking going on. And you can hear this, you can feel it, you can sense that you are being called to something more. You're being called to something greater. But because, listen, beloved, because this is not a familiar sound, it's not a groupie sound, it's not the latest thing, that the latest fad that, you know, everybody in the church is running to. This is such an individual calling that it doesn't sound familiar to you. And so because it doesn't sound familiar, you may be afraid to answer the call in this season. Listen, why does this sound unfamiliar? It's unfamiliar because we're in a time now where you are being called into individual responsibility for your spiritual growth, your spiritual development, and your spiritual assignment. The number one mistake that we are making that's holding us up, that's holding you up, is that we are continually looking for someone, somewhere, somebody outside of ourselves to bring the deliverance that we so desperately need. Now, I always say that there is nothing wrong with somebody praying for you. There's nothing wrong with somebody laying hands on you. All of that is good in its place, and it works, and thank God for the breakthroughs that we get when that happens. But I always say this: the real change, the lasting change, the breakthrough that's going to bring the real transformation in your life, that's going to be lasting, is going to be those things that you experience and that you hear for yourself. It's going to be the voice of the Holy Spirit's presence within you, speaking directly to you. You are the greatest prophet that you will ever run into. You are your greatest prophet. And that's not to minimalize the prophetic or prophets. My whole point is this, is that we're in a season now where you're going to have to come face to face with your own spirituality and who you are and who you believe that you are. We keep ourselves so busy sometimes running from this to that to the other that you don't have time really to investigate. This is a season of investigation because we're in such a transition right now. The old paradigm, the old rules, the old methods that used to work to bring success, it's not working in this season. So let me set this up for you today like this, because this is going to be so important to how you're able to move forward and how you're able to advance and the results that you're going to be able to get. Number one, when we talk about bringing our hearts and our mind and turning our focus and attention inwardly, you've got to come to a place where you're going to take 100% responsibility for your own success, your own spiritual success. What is spiritual success? This is a phrase, a compound phrase that I gotten several years ago when God told me that We had to bring another awareness to his people because we're dying, we're drowning. And you know that you don't want to just go to hear something good, but your circumstances staying the same. You're still suffering with that long suffering, and you're still thinking that you're being disfavored, or that maybe you're under some kind of curse, or somebody's doing something to you. But in this season, you're going to come 100% out of victimhood. Now, I know, listen, let me back up and say this like this. I know that a lot is going on. I recognize that. As I said, it seems like the whole world is gone crazy. Seems like America's in a hypnotic takeover for those of us in this region. It seems as though the church is in a crisis mode. It seems like everything is old and dead and stale, and you're struggling. You're in survival mode, and you're living from pay period to pay period, and you're just tired. I get that. You're just tired. But I really want you to hear this, because this is what each and every one of us have to come to for ourselves. Number one, you have to recognize that you have the power within you to shift and move things. And I know somebody's saying, Dr. B, I've been trying. Dr. E, I've been trying. I've been doing everything I can, and I'm still not getting the results. The reason why we are here and we are embracing this ideology or this concept called spiritual success is because we no longer want you to go through life, go through your experience, and not get the results, but continue to just go along, to get along, keep doing the same thing over and over and over, yielding the same result, but you think something different is going to happen. So when we talk about this whole spiritual success, which is, this is your Christ consciousness being revealed to the world, is you being one with God. It is you having an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying to you, and then having the confidence and the assurance to step out and move into what you know you're hearing within. So this shaking that's going on, this divine call that is happening right now in this season, it is all about you answering the call that you're hearing. Everything is changing for you. You're going to find that you may be in a place where things that work for you for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years is no longer working. You may even find that some of the things that you believed in, you no longer believe in. You may find that some of the things that you were told to do is not working in your best interests. And God is calling you now to have the faith and the courage and the confidence to be able to slow down and listen and hear the voice of the Holy Spirit within and begin to follow that. So this is how you're going to do this, because true transformation begins with this. It begins with you accepting and embracing where you are right now. I used to tell people this all the time. It's never okay to leave until it's okay to stay. What does that mean? It means that you are not allowing circumstances or situations to chase you or to drive you or to push you beyond you being led by your divine flow from within. I want to say that again, because you don't want to be pushed. You don't want to be in a mode of reacting. You want to be in a mode of responding. And there's a difference. When you are in reaction mode and you're vibrating on the frequency and you're reacting, that means that you're putting yourself on the same level as the condition that's agitating you, on the condition that's frustrating you. And you don't want to be there reacting, but you want to be there responding. And responding says you tap in and you're patient enough to wait for divine guidance. And then you respond according to the divine guidance that you have within. We're in a place where everyone wants to live a better life. You want to be about your Father's business. You want to be about your call. You want to be about your destiny. You want to live a better life. But it starts with you really slowing down. Turn your focus and attention inward to find out, what are you doing? Because listen, if you are out of integrity with yourself, you're not going to produce the results you're looking to achieve. What am I saying? What does it mean to be out of integrity with yourself? Your heart is so important to what you're doing every day in your life, but we override that all the time, and we're out of integrity. Being out of integrity means that you know that you're in a season when you should be saying no, but you're still saying yes. You know you're in a season when you should be still, but you're still up and running. You know that you should not have taken on that next level of responsibility, but you did it anyway. And when we are out of integrity with ourselves, we cannot produce the results that we are here to produce. So why do we get out of integrity with ourselves? It's because, listen, you have been so accustomed to tapping in to the noise around you. All the noise that's going on outside yourself, whatever groups you're connected to, whoever's expecting something from you, whatever responsibilities you may think you have, you let that noise overpower what you feel and sense from within. And so when you allow that to overpower, you're going to be out of integrity with yourself. Now, I'm telling you the real deal, beloved, because I know that there is so much more to you, but you won't get there until you are able to come into divine alignment with what you know you are feeling, you are sensing, and you are hearing. And I can only tell you from my own experience that today, I would have never thought I would have been here doing what I'm doing, releasing what I'm releasing, believing what I'm believing. I would not have thought that. But I know it could be a scary time. And as I was going through, it was a little scary because everything that I anchored myself in, so to speak, for the last 25, 30 years, I was being asked to release. And so it could be scary when you think of, okay, well, you know, where are my friends? Where are my associate? Where are my co-workers? Where's my family? And it seems as though you're afraid to release that, but God's not trying to take anything from you. He's trying to get something to you. But if you're not confident enough to release the good so that you can get to what's great, we'll never get there. So today, I want your posture. Good morning, Katina. I want your posture to shift this morning. And I want you to be able to have an upright posture today. I don't want you laying down and crying and moaning and weeping, but I want you to stand firm and have an upright posture, knowing that all things working together for your good. Now, I want to speak to this because I can sense that there are some people right now that you're in a mild state of confusion, and you're at a crossroads, and you don't know which way to go, and you're confronted with maybe two different situations or two different scenarios, and you don't know which way to go. I want to encourage you today. The answer that you need and the answer that you're looking for is within you. And I want you to remember that nothing is ever written in stone. A lot of times we stand at a threshold or we stand at a doorway and we won't step across because we're so confused about, is this the right step? Am I making the right choice? Am I doing the right thing? I know you know by now, any decision that you make, even if it's a wrong decision, you can correct it. Even if it wasn't the right move, you can make another move. So let me lay this down as we begin to wrap up today. I want you to look at this because we don't talk about this enough. We don't talk about this enough. And because we don't talk about this enough, we're not working to develop it so that it gets stronger and be able to do what it's supposed to do. And I'm talking about the power in your soulish realm, in your mind, the power that your soul has to begin to absolutely shift everything in your life. We don't talk enough about that. So what we end up doing is that we end up allowing our mind to grow all kind of weed seeds. And your mind is just always filled with craziness. I did a video. It's over on my YouTube channel. I want you to check it out. It talks about As a Man Thinketh. And you know that classic by James Allen. And go there and look at that because you're going to get some great benefit from that. But I want you to look at this, beloved. I want you to hear this. Your mind is the key that you need to connect into your spirit to begin to bring the change that God has already granted, that he's already desired. See, our context has been a little faulty because we're still just looking. Let me say it like this. It is true that when things are in divine alignment, things will begin to show up and appear. And it seems like something just went poof and there it is. But that's not 100% how that works in a nutshell. And you have to begin to examine what made that go poof. What made that suddenly appear? What made that change? What made that shift? What sent that person? Okay, so we would pray and we would ask and then we would believe that we receive. And that is absolutely the formula that Jesus the Christ left. That is absolutely right. But you have to understand what happens is that when you come into divine alignment, you have to understand the science and the technology behind prayer. And when you understand the technology of prayer, you're going to become so much more confident, so much stronger in what you are believing when you realize the power that's in your mental and emotional realm. So instead of allowing weeds and crazy thoughts and fear and judgment and criticism and negativity and all of that to take control of that beautiful space that God has given you for creativity, you've got to begin to harness that and take control of that and intentionally direct it in the direction that you want it to go in. Yes. You've got to begin to direct that, and that's the technology that's behind prayer. So that you don't want to be discouraged and thinking that you're cursed or that you're not favored by God or that, it's good for other people, but it's not for you. But when you understand the technology behind prayer and you understand how to come into divine alignment and divine agreement with what you prayed, I want you to hear this because this is a mistake that we've made so many times. We'll go into prayer. And at that moment that you are in prayer, you are focused. Your attention is focused on the outcome that you desire. See, even when you go into prayer, this is why I say, no, get up. Don't be whining and wailing and crying. Is there a time for travail? Yes, there is, but that's not your everyday prayer life. Okay? So listen, so when you pray, you're not praying. You all heard this. You know this, but I want to really solidify this point. When you pray, you cannot pray the problem. Now, this is when you start understanding the technology behind prayer. When you pray the problem and you're crying about the problem and you're looking at the problem, everything in you is focused on the problem. I told you that we are powerful beings and powerful beings. And you are vibrating on a frequency that connects with everything in the universe that's going to pull what you want to your life. So I know we've all heard, in recent years about the law of attraction, this, that, and other. And that's a valid law, but it's not the end of everything. That law simply says that like attract like. Like thoughts will attract more thoughts like it. More thoughts of fear will attract more thoughts of fear just like it. So when you're praying, you are not praying the problem, because everything in you, you know the saying, wherever your attention goes, power, authority, energy, all of that is flowing in the direction of your attention. This is how powerful God has made you. That's why we can decree a thing. The writer of Job said, you can decide and decree a thing and it'll be established for you. So when you're praying, beloved, you're no longer praying the problem. Don't pray the problem. Go directly to the solution. Go to the answer. Go to the outcome and put your focus there. Because using the same premise that wherever your attention goes, your power, your authority, your grace is going to flow in that direction. This is what we've done for years. We would get our mind focused on what we wanted to see happen, and we would go and pray. Can we just be honest about this? The whole time you're praying, you're fearful, you're doubtful, you don't know if God's going to answer. So that's why we often say if your context is wrong, your conclusion is going to be wrong. Your result is going to be wrong. So today we're sobering up, we're wising up, and we're coming to understand you play a big part in the results that you get. You are not a victim. I tell you that every single week. You're not a victim. You have to come out of that victim mindset of if it's good, God did it. If it's bad, the devil did it. You just stuck in the middle. So when we understand the technology behind prayer, when we understand the technology and understand how prayer works, you're going to be more effective in your prayer life. You're going to be more effective in results. So I want you this week, in your assignment, as you're praying this week, I want you to really, really catch yourself praying to see, listen, what are you feeling? Because feeling is powerful. And Jesus the Christ even taught this, that when your thoughts and your emotion, your thought is whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're asking for. When your thoughts and your emotions come together, it creates. That's divine law. We can't teach all that today. That is divine law. That is the way God set it up. So this is why you have created things and got results in your life. You thought it was the devil. It wasn't the devil. That was you. That was your focus, your attention, your energy. People used to say it's witchcraft. Somebody worked. No, that's your craft. That's what you did. So to bring this together today, our time is up for today. To bring this all together today, this week, I want you to notice what you're doing when you go into prayer. And that what happens immediately after that. Because can we be honest about this? Many times you'll pray and you say you believe in God, and then the phone will ring and you'll get right on that telephone and start talking about the problem. Start talking about the situation. A double-minded man is unstable. He can't receive anything. Come on. If we're going to be in that book, let's take it for what it is. So now, this is what I call taking 100% responsibility for your spiritual success. Are you being double-minded? But yet we're miserable and saying that, why didn't it come to pass? Why is it taking so long? What's wrong with me? The only thing that's wrong is that you're allowing outside information to destroy inside revelation. Listen to this. I'm closing with this. That inside revelation is your key to power. So you have to practice this. You have to practice how to live your life in such a way where the outside information is not moving you from your inside revelation. And that's where we want to land. That's what we want to develop. So you are not a victim. I want you to catch yourself praying this week. And I want you to see what you're doing. If you're mumbling, grumbling, if you're complaining, if you're in doubt, if you're in fear, what are you doing when you're praying? Even if you prayed and you got a good breakthrough, we rush out of that divine realm, that realm of power. We rush out of there so fast and then just start doing life. You don't even wait for your own spirit to communicate back to you. And when I say your own spirit, I'm talking about the spirit, the part of you that's just like God. The part of you that hears from God. So I cannot wait for us to get together. I cannot wait. It's coming. I'm putting pieces in place. I cannot wait for us to come together in a group, in a community where you can really start working on this and have the support that you need and have the foundation in place. That you will have things in place that will be able to help you. All right, beloved, our time is up for today. Go to YouTube, Spiritual Success TV, subscribe, like, comment, play those videos because you know they judge your view times. So play those videos, share the message, let somebody know Spiritual Success TV is live, and I'll see you right back here next week at 10 a.m. Eastern. Have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Bye for now.